Hello, my wonderful friends. This is Carrie, the Quantum Gypsy. I'm a Beyond Quantum Healing Hypnosis Practitioner, and I am we're on day 22 of the book, The Magic. Rhonda Byrne, she's the author of The Secret, has developed this book, and it's a 28-day practice. Every day we have something, and not an experiment, but an exercise, there you go, if you will, that we do. And I'm reading the book for you day by day. So while you're in the car, getting ready for work, whatever, jogging, if you do jog, I'm impressed. But if you're jogging, if you're doing of those things, that I'm able to read this book for you and we're able to just go through this journey together. We're on day 22 out of 28. And if you're curious of her book, it is in the link below in the description. And also, I have the journal that she has of gratitude. I haven't done it myself yet, but I plan on going through this whole series. I believe she has 5 in the series, and it started with The Secret. I just jumped in book number 3 because I've heard so many great things about just the miracles of manifestation that happen with this book. So that's why I started with this one. But day 22, Before Your Very Eyes, starts off with a quote from Thomas Carlyle. He's a writer and historian, and it says, "This world, after all our science and sciences, is still a miracle, wonderful, inscrutable, magical, and more to whatsoever will think of it." 7 years ago, when I first discovered the secret and the magical power of gratitude, I made a list of all of my desires, and it was a long list. At that time, there seemed to be no possible way my desires could possibly come true. Nevertheless, I took my top 10 desires and I carried them with me on a piece of paper every day. Whenever I had an opportunity, I would take out my list and read through it, giving as much gratitude for each of the desires I could, as though I had received it. With my number one desire, the desire I wanted more than anything else, I kept it constantly in my mind, and I would say the magic words, "thank you," for it multiple times a day and feel as if it had come true. One by one, every desire in my list magically appeared before my very eyes. As I received my desires, I would cross them off my list, and when I had new desires, I would add them to my list. One of my desires for my original long list was to travel to Bora Bora near Tahiti. After spending a beautiful week at that exact place in Bora Bora, I had listed, another beautiful thing happened. I was flying to the mainland of Tahiti and on my way home when the airplane stopped en route to pick up passengers. The flight had been empty, but it filled to the brim with native Tahitians, and suddenly laughter, smiling faces, and a happiness that was palpable surrounded me. As I enjoyed the short flight with these beautiful people, it became crystal clear to me the reason why they were so happy. They were grateful. They were grateful to be alive. They were grateful to be on the airplane. They were grateful to be with one another, and they were grateful for where they were going. They were grateful for everything. I could have stayed on that plane and traveled around the world with them. It felt so good to be with them. And then it struck me that I had just received my final desire. Bora Bora was the last desire on my original long list. And the reason I was on that plane was before my very eyes, gratitude. I've shared this story as an inspiration for you because no matter how big your desires seem to be, you can receive them through gratitude. Even more than that, gratitude will bring you joy, happiness for a life that you've never felt before, and that is truly priceless. From the time I began using gratitude and the law of attraction to the time I received my final desire on my original list was 4 years. To give you an idea of the enormousness of receiving all my desires in that amount of time, when I created my desire list, my company was $2 million in debt, and I had 2 months before I would be forced to shut it down and would lose my home and everything I owned. The money I owed on my personal credit cards was a small fortune, and yet on my desire list was to own a big house overlooking the ocean, to travel to exotic places in the world, to have paid all of my debts, and to expand my company, to restore every relationship to the best it could be, improve the quality of my family's lives, to be 100% healthy again, and have unlimited energy and excitement for life, along with the usual list of material things. And my number one desire, which seemed like an absolute impossibility to many of the people around me, was to bring joy to millions of people through my work. The very first desire that I received was bringing joy to millions of people through my work. The rest of my desires magically followed, and one by one, as they appeared before my very eyes, I crossed them off my list. So now it's your turn to use gratitude's magical power to make your desires appear before your very eyes. At the start of the day, take your top 10 desire list that you created. Read through each sentence and desire on your list, and for 1 minute, imagine or visualize, turning the page, you have received your desire. Feel as much gratitude as you can as if you have it now. Carry your desire list with you today in your pocket. On at least 2 occasions in the day, take out your list, read through it, and feel as much gratitude for each one as you can as though you've received it. If you want your desires to come more quickly, I would highly recommend that you carry your desire list with you in your wallet or purse from this day forward. And whenever you have time, open it up, read through it, and feel as much gratitude as you can for each one. When your desires appear before your very eyes, cross them off your list and add more. And if you're like me, each time you cross the desire off your list, you will be in tears of joy because what seemed impossible was made possible through the magical power of gratitude. I can just feel into the energy of this small excerpt today, and I can just feel the transformation within 22 days of just the gratitude. I mean, I know today I was so lucky to be out in nature walking. My son's home for the holidays. I was out in nature with him walking around, and I was just thanking nature for its trickles in the stream. I was thanking the trees for the beautiful garland we trimmed off and made homemade garland, and just thanking everything around me. And a month ago, I was in a different mental state as far as that was concerned. And if anything out of this, I believe in the power of manifestation and that all my desires and all your desires will come true. But more than anything like that, it's just the change of my heart and the lightness of my heart and how it feels so, it just feels beautiful. So I hope you guys are all feeling that too. Magical practice day number 22. We're going to recap that before your very eyes. Number 1, you're going to count your blessings. Make a list of 10 blessings, write why you're grateful. Reread your list, and at the end of each blessing, say thank you, thank you, thank you, and feel as grateful for that blessing as you can. Number 2, at the start of the day, take your top 10 desire list that you created. Number 3, read through each sentence on the desire of your list for 1 minute. Imagine, visualize that you've received your desire. Feel as much gratitude as you can. Number 4, carry your desire list with you today in your pocket. On at least 2 occasions in the day, take out your list, read through it, and feel as much gratitude as you can. Number 5, just before you go to sleep tonight, hold your magic rock in one hand and say the magic words, thank you, for the best thing that happened during the day. I hope you guys are getting everything that you deserve. All of your desires are coming true, and that gratitude is just in your heart and surrounded, and people are just grateful for you in return. All right, guys, until tomorrow.